Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Back again with another video for today because we got more breaking news, Deadites. We have more breaking news. And this one is in regards to a story I did earlier in the week talking about Bill Demott. Well, it seems like this entire situation is indeed no laughing matter. See what I did there? Because it used to be humorous. No, okay. He has decided to voluntarily, now this is the report, step down in light of all the allegations that have come out, because all week it has been story after story about him being abusive, homophobic, misogynistic, racist, and all these things to different people. And that's, when this many stories come out, it builds a pattern. He is going out, but on this statement, this is from his mouth. I deny the recent allegations made about me. However, to avoid any embarrassment or damage to the WWE, I have decided to step down from my role effective immediately. This all means he is no longer going to be the head trainer of NXT, which is a big loss for NXT because, look, did he cross a line of things that we would expect to see and hear in places like a locker room or a wrestling school, or in my case, basic training and wrestling school? I've heard some terrible things. I think when it comes down to it, what we think is acceptable doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Flat out does not matter. Because this is the world that we are in now. People are softer. People have different ways of thinking about these things. The society does not stand for these sorts of things like they did in the past. However, it's a double standard because Miley Cyrus could show her vagina to the world, basically, and it's okay. Every other song can be about women's asses, and it's perfectly fine. There's this line of acceptability that certain things don't cross. Now, I understand Bill Demott displaying bullying behavior is a horrible thing. It is. It's not a good thing. But in his mind, and the way that he was brought up into the business, and a lot of old school wrestlers and people who trained him and others, Taz came to his defense a little bit, but even Taz was saying the same thing I am now, that, this is how we look at it, old school guys, but it's not necessarily how you can be now. And look, it wouldn't surprise me if more allegations come out and this becomes a bigger story. But look, regardless if it does become bigger or if it goes away immediately, Bill Demott is doing the right thing by stepping down voluntarily. If he is just protecting himself or if he's protecting WWE, it's a good move. You can't stay in a position like that, at least currently, with this type of heat on you, with this type of serious allegations. Because no matter what you and I might think about, acceptability and if it's appropriate or not, it doesn't matter. It comes down to the individual. And if there are enough individuals who have a problem with Bill Demott's behavior, then, well, there it is, kids. Then it's a problem. And that's just how it is. It's unfortunate because I think Bill Demott is a good trainer. I would have trained under the guy. And some people might be like, oh, what the hell's the matter with you? But I would have. I think he's a good wrestling mind. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he can be very old school and mean. And maybe he is even bully-ish. But, when you decrease standards as far as toughness and stuff, which, let's face it, is a problem in the world today in general, men can't be manly. Now, some people will be like, oh, what does that mean, Dave? You mean being bully and being misogynistic and all that is being a man? No, that's not what I mean at all. And you guys, anybody who would say that to me knows that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is a line. There is a line that doesn't even exist anymore. The line's invisible. And that's the problem with these imaginary lines when it comes to bullying behavior and things that are acceptable to some and not of others. These lines are invisible, and you never know when you're crossing over them. You never know when you're crossing over them because a lot of these things are coming out from years and years ago. years ago, a couple of years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago, when that line of acceptability might not have been where it is today. But because it happened to them then, they can bring it up now because they know it's going to cause headlines, because everybody is up in arms about this whole thing. And yes, look, nobody should be bullied. Nobody should ever feel that way. But here's the reality. It makes you stronger. It makes a lot of people stronger. I was bullied. Hell, I still get bullied. Everybody gets bullied. It makes you stronger. It separates the people who can tolerate the hardest things in life from those who can't. And I know that's not going to be a popular statement. But the reality is we don't live in a world where there's stress cards handed out. We don't live in a world where it's just like, oh, it's okay. The world is too hard. Let's everybody just take a time out and let Johnny relax for 5 minutes. That's not the world we live in. And if we want to try and blind ourselves to that, then go ahead. Go ahead. Feel free. You know, this goes well beyond the Bill Demott thing. It goes well beyond it. It's a societal thing. It's how society is now. We as a human race are becoming weaker by the day. All the Bill Demotts in the world aren't going to change that either. You know, if there is some serious criminal things wrong, then you know what? Absolutely, this is the right move to make. But if this is just a isolated incidents with just a group of people that are taking advantage of the scope of public opinion nowadays, well, then that's a scary proposition to me, because where's the line then? Who's the next bully? What was acceptable 20 years ago? Now it's not going to be acceptable now. And if that happens across the line in all methods of training, whether it be wrestling, sports, military, then standards are going to suffer because of it. We're talking about professional fucking wrestlers here, folks. We're talking about guys who pick people up and slam them onto the ground, who in some cases jump off of ladders onto other people. We're talking about people that fake punch and kick each other, and sometimes not so fake punch and kick each other. This is violence. It's violence. Jesus, when you're training a group of people, even if ones who pay, you can't fucking just sit there and be Mr. Rosy and nice to everybody. It's just not going to work. Sometimes being blunt to one person is being a bully to another. That's the only thing that I'm trying to talk about here. It's about perception. It's about acceptability. Different levels of acceptable behavior. And did Bill Demott cross it? Well, at least enough to where he's deciding for the best for him and best for WWE, it's time for him to step down. And that certainly is, as I said, no laughing matter. Well, that's all I got right now. If there's any more news that breaks, I will be there to fix it. We got some more videos coming. I'm waiting for them to come in from certain people, and I will be getting them up as I get them. So look forward to that, people, and that's all I got. Thanks for joining me yet again right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. We will see you a little bit later. Peace.